Hey guys, welcome back, and in today's video we're going to discuss how to use for loops. Now for those who haven't seen for loops before, the syntax can seem quite confusing. The best way of doing it is to think about it in the following way. For each item in a sequence, do something. So imagine you're using a shopping list. You're basically doing a for loop there. You might say, for each item in this shopping list, go and find it in the store, put it in the basket, and go and pay for it. That's all you're doing. The action itself is find it and pay for it. Then you're just repeating that action for each item on your shopping list. That's basically what a for loop is deep down. It's repeating an action for a list of things, a tuple of things, a dictionary of things, etc. So imagine we wanted to say for every city in this list, go through and print I have visited X. Okay, so let's do for I in cities. Let's just print I to begin with initially. France, Portland, Austin, London. So it prints on a separate line because recall that whenever you do a print statement, it automatically adds the new line character. So we're doing 4 print statements, so therefore we have the 4 new lines here. We could use an F string and do, let's bring that back and put I here. For an F string, we can build it up a slightly awkward way, but we can say, I have visited, let's do an exclamation mark here. So now, with a shopping list, you might say, for each item in the shopping list, find it, put it in the basket, pay for it, etc. Now saying, for each item in this list of cities, print, I have visited that city. So if we run this, and there we go. So this is the block here, so imagine anything that's inside this indented block, so anything underneath your for loop, that's the block that's going to be repeated for everything in some sequence. Now a question I get asked is, why is it I? Like, why do we use that? And the answer is, it's just convention. This could be whatever you want. I think if you're doing it over something, something like that's not just a normal list of numbers, it's quite nice to do like city and cities, people and peoples, etc., person and people, or however you should say it. But make the identifier in your for loop relevant to what you're doing. So for city and cities, it kind of gives you a bit more instruction as to we're looping over each city in this list of cities. One more thing we could do. Let's suppose we have. Let's suppose we wanted to also use the len function. So we can use len. You can use functions inside here. You can effectively do whatever you want. Let's do a new line character as well. So this time we're saying the action is print I have visited a city, and underneath we're going to print off the length of that city. We're then going to repeat that action for each of these 4 cities here. And there we go. So imagine if you weren't using a for loop for this, you'd basically have to write, if you wanted to do this, France, Portland, Austin, London, you may have to do this and use indexing to point to each of these things here. However, using a simple for loop like this, we can just say, for everything in some sequence, go off and do this here. We'll do one more example. We'll just go for a string. Let's say name is equal to John, and we could then do print. So you could say, here's how you spell name. And then we'll do the same thing. Let's do for, we'll use I, always convention. For I in name, print I. Let's do that. There you go, same thing. Things that can be iterated over, so are generally things that have an index. So lists, strings, tuples, etc. But hopefully that was helpful. For loops, of course, are a massive part of Python, and the more you practice these, the better. If you're programming all the time, there's no doubt you're using these all the time anyway. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.